Are you looking for a podcast about which multiverse theory is the best?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Oh! Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, Robert.
Oh, wow, we're getting early, huh?
I need this.
Alright, well, check this out. You ready?
Okay.
We'll crack it. And then... Oh, yeah.
What is happening?
I'm pouring my Dr. Pepper in a pint Dr. Pepper glass.
All right.
Very official.
Getting serious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pulled this glass out the other day, and I was like, I should use this more. So, it says, Dr. Pepper, king of beverages.
Oh, king.
Mmm.
Drink that king shit.
So, how's it going?
Oh, just terrible. It's awful. It's bad. Let's not even sugarcoat it.
I mean, really, everything's just kind of bad right now.
The whole, maybe we should just say at the top of this episode, guys, if you're looking for, like, sharp, good comedy right now, it's probably not going to happen right away. We're going to have to warm up to it in this one because so much...
Yeah, we'll get there.
So much sad shit is happening. It's extremely overwhelming. I'm beginning to have trouble coping, and I, as a white person, am having trouble coping. I'm sure that all the people of color in this world, most specifically the black people in America right now, are having a much tougher time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was actually talking with Taylor about this stuff today. The way that people are kind of like commenting on things, you know?
Uh-huh.
There's like only like an extreme. You can't really seem to find anybody that will go to the middle.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's... So back in like 2016, when shit was starting to get a little hairy in the world, I pretty much like cleaned out my social media feeds of anybody whose opinions I could not reconcile.
Okay.
So I feel like I haven't been seeing it so much on my dash this time around, like people are not coming into my comments to like argue that black people are not members of the human race or whatever. So
okay.
I feel like I cleaned house pretty good, but I'm definitely seeing it on other people's pages, and I'm just like, how are we as a society still here?
Well, so I think that's where the difference comes in for how we are seeing it.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing a lot of stuff on TikTok, so it's not really like someone's coming to your page or your feed and saying stuff. Like, if we find a video about something, we just will read the comments attached to that video,
Yeah.
Taylor was watching one today, and, there's people that will say, like, the protesters deserve what's happening to them, like when tear gas gets thrown at them.
And that is a fucked up way of thinking about things.
I was like, do you think it was any different during, like, the civil rights movement when they were, like, hosing people in the streets? Do you think the exact same thought process was happening?
I mean...
I feel like we haven't really progressed.
Right?
I think we're almost experiencing what it was like at that time, but in a different time.
I know. It's essentially like the plague year of 1918 combined with the civil rights movement, combined with just a fucking child running office right now. I don't know. It's a confluence of all these different events, and we're living in interesting times, which fucking sucks. And
I really do think we are living in the middle of history right now.
I know. I just keep imagining like the history books, the chapter where you turn the page and it's like Trump at the fall of America, and it's just a list of every black person that's died in police custody since 2012 or whatever, because it's just been ramping up.
Well, like, I do wonder what it will be like. Did I ever tell you about this lady at my work? I may have told you this. They were studying World War II, and they told all the kids to read The Diary of Anne Frank, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they all read the diary of Anne Frank, and this lady that I work with, her daughter, was in class after they did it. They were talking about it, and they like were going through the whole book, and she raises her hand and goes like, "Hey, what about this part of the book?" And the teacher said, "Why do you know what that is? Why do you know that part of the book?" And she goes, "'Cause I read the book." And she goes, "Where's the book you read?" And she handed it to her, and she goes, "This is not the school-approved book."
What?
So the one that they were letting the kids read was abridged of fucking, like, World War II shit.
What?
Like,
What?
can you imagine what gets cut out of what's happening now in the history books of the future? Like, we need to keep that shit, like, real and alive,
Yeah. I mean, it's literally on video. That's the one thing we can say for these times. Like, social media has been a blessing and a curse to the civil rights movement of today, I guess, because I mean, if you have it on video that a police officer kneeled maliciously on a black man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and like he literally said, "I can't breathe," and it just kept happening. You can't deny video evidence like that.
Yeah.
It's been a really heavy
It's
heavy
been
time.
a heavy, like, week.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just been a lot.
And
a
it
lot's
sucks.
been going on.
It sucks that I mean, it's something that happens day in, day out, and we're only seeing, the tip of the shitty iceberg. Everything, it goes so much deeper than you or I see. And as white people, we have kind of blinders on to it because it doesn't, I'm trying to like say this in the best way that I can. It doesn't affect us as
it's not ingrained in our daily life.
Right. Like, it's not a constant threat to my humanity. I can go for a run outside if I want to, and I'm not going to get gunned down on my back. Like,
yeah. I mean, this stuff has been online for so long. I remember watching a video once. It was like one of those social experiment channels, where it's like, I'm not really poor, but I'm going to pretend to be poor, but give money back to people and see how they react,
Yeah.
Like weird stuff like that. And so one of them was like, I think it was when open carry first became a thing.
Ugh.
So they had like a white dude from the channel carrying like a full-blown like AR-15, like assault rifle.
Disgusting. Right? Okay.
On his back. And like the cops do stop him, but he's like, "Well, I'm just doing open carry." And they're like, "All right, cool. Like, we just want to know like why." Right?
Yeah.
But they like immediately let him go. And then they have a black guy from their channel do it, and it got like real bad.
I can imagine.
I mean, he was able to be let go because they could prove, hey, we have like a permit to film the video, like we're doing something here.
Yeah.
You just kind of proved our point, But I mean, so much stuff. Just like everyday things are very different.
Yeah. Like, I've been pulled over by the cops several times in my life. I've never ever gotten a ticket. I mean, I got pulled over for doing 60 in a 20, and they didn't give me a ticket. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
If I was any color except for white, that would have been a major problem for me. I'd be in jail or dead.
I have only been pulled over the one time, but that was a very like weird circumstance. But I can only imagine how it would have gone in that scenario. Did I ever tell you about the time that I got pulled over?
I don't think so.
There's a story.
Okay. Let me buckle in.
So anyway, I was taking Desi home at her curfew time, which was when we were like in high school. It was like 3 a.m. Right?
Oh shit! Lucky curfew.
Yeah. So I was taking her home at 3 a.m. I dropped her off, pulled around the cul-de-sac, right? And as I'm going, so as I was driving there, I did notice like a cop car drive by, and then I noticed another cop car like parked somewhere. I was like, that's weird, right? So I dropped her off. I like turn around, and as I'm going, like literally cops pop out of everywhere.
Oh my god.
So on her street, there were like, where there's alley outlets like halfway through the street sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay, they pulled out of both sides of those, like blocked the road. Like a cop pulled out behind me, and then there were just like several just like on foot coming out of like the sides of like these homes and stuff, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, like a bunch of cops. And so, I mean, it's 3 a.m. I was pretty like tired,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I roll down my driver's window, and then of course they knock on the passenger window, which I didn't like.
Okay.
Right? So they knock on that, he asked for my stuff, I gave it to him, and he was back there looking at it for like 10-15 minutes.
Oh my god.
And then he comes up to the driver's side.
What the hell's going on in your mind during that time where he's just like away looking at your shit for so long?
I was really tired, and I knew that I hadn't done anything, so I was like, I assume this is going to be okay, right?
Okay.
And plus I was watching all the cops that were just standing around, because there's a bunch of them. Like the 2 cars, like 4 guys just on foot in my field of view right there.
Yeah.
Then whoever's behind me, which I can't see because they got the spotlight in the mirrors,
Yeah.
And then, so when he came to get my stuff, he's all like, what are you doing here? And he's all mean and stuff, right? And he took my stuff, and then when he came back, he goes, oh, hey, sorry about that. Here's your stuff. And he was like, so cool. And I was like, okay. And then he told me what he was doing without me asking. He's like, okay, well, so there's somebody that we don't want to leave town right now, and we just wanted to make sure you were not trying to, like, smuggle her out of town.
Oh my god.
And I was like, well, where's she at? And he goes, oh, she lives in, like, this house. And I was like, but you saw me go to a totally different house, right? And he goes,
right?
Well, yeah, but, we just wanted to make sure. Anyway, bye. And then he just kind of, like, does the, like, round finger thing to all the guys, and they all, like, disappear into their spots. And that was it.
Okay. That's a fever dream.
That was the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Strange.
But being pulled over at 3 a.m. with that many people, and I weren't me, that probably would not have gone good.
No, you would have been pulled out of your car and beat or whatever.
Well, I mean, maybe it would have, since it was a sting for a totally different person, and they'd have been like, we don't have time to be mean to you right now.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Taylor has seen some stuff where it's, I think there's, like, the 2 sides. So there's the Black Lives Matter, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if this is, like, the other side, but then there's where people keep saying, I think it's all cops are bastards, right?
Oh, ACAB, yeah.
Okay. So, that was the topic that I was like, alright, this seems to be where there's no middle ground, right?
Well, what I'm mostly seeing, so there's Black Lives Matter, and then there's people that are like, well, all lives matter.
Yes, that's true, people, but that's not the issue,
Yeah, so, like, if one house is on fire on the block, do all the houses matter, or do the firefighters care about the house that's on fucking fire?
Exactly. So, I was telling Taylor, I was like, I don't know that I agree with the all cops are bastards thing, right?
Okay.
I was like, I don't know that I agree with that, because there's gotta be, there have to be good cops that are there, right?
There's probably good cops. You see some on, fictional television programs.
Yeah. So, she found out that the, like, sentiment behind the movement for that is not the cops, it's the institution of the police force.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, then I 100% agree, because whatever system is in place is broken. The system
ain't
is
working.
Very broken.
Yeah, they're not, like, weeding out the racist cops at the root of the problem, Like, the big thing that's been, used against protesters is, like, the people that are rioting ruin the protest for everybody. Well, the cops that are racist ruin cops for everybody. Like,
they used to tell us that in school all the time. The few ruin it for the many.
Yes,
and it is
exactly.
Very, very true.
Yeah. So, it sucks that some of the protests are getting violent, but first and foremost, it really super horribly sucks that innocent people are getting murdered by racist, shitty cops. So fix that first, and then we can address the protest, okay? Like...
Yeah, that system is broken.
Yes.
It's being it's being allowed for that to happen.
Yeah, and it just makes me question like how we as a country and a society have gotten to this point where we have let that happen. Like shit has crumbled so far.
Yeah.
It has rolled so far downhill that it's almost irreparable. Like there needs to be some kind of a social revolution at this point.
That's kind of what I was telling Taylor. So I think I had told you before we started the Portal stream the other day that I'd even talked to Taylor about it like a long time ago, that I wanted to be a cop before.
Yeah, and I never knew that. That's crazy.
Like, I don't know. So many people do bad things. Like, you need somebody that cares to want people to do better things. You
need to have like peace and order. And I think that you would have made a great cop with your mustache. It's perfect.
I think I would have been a great motorcycle cop. You're right.
Aviators, super mirror lenses.
I had even posed the question to Taylor. I said, okay, fine. So we know that not all cops are bad, right?
Uh-huh.
But we can agree that the system is broken. Because the system is allowing this to happen. So who's to say those good cops... Like, okay, let's say I was a cop, right? And I'm a good one. I don't like what's going on. But if the people above me, or the people who are in the majority or in charge, don't like what I have to say, who's to say that I don't get pushed over to, like, the worst beat or something that's way out of the way, like, to keep me from stopping what's going on?
Yeah.
How do we know that the system's not corrupt enough that they keep the people that want to do good out of the system?
Exactly. And another major point of this ACAB movement is that the cops that are kind of allowing other cops to be racist in this are complicit, Like if you see your buddy kneeling on somebody's neck, you should get him off. You shouldn't just
be like, hey, you go over there. I will hang on to him. Like, you need to go calm down somewhere.
Yeah, like you don't learn that move in the police academy. That's not something that they teach you.
So I think, because Taylor's looked into a lot of stuff, she was saying that's like your like ending move. When somebody is just so incompliant and is not paying attention, they do teach you to like sit on their neck like that. But that's like the end all be all. That is the last case scenario.
Yeah, not for a gentleman who's paying with what ended up not being a counterfeit $20 bill,
But to lead with it, and then when they're not retaliating back, to keep doing that,
Yeah.
Like, that's supposed to subdue for now, not to do the whole time.
Yeah.
That just doesn't even make sense.
No.
And that's the problem. These things don't make sense, and they just happen.
Yeah.
So I was actually talking to Taylor about the system being bad, and I was like, the protests are not supposed to stop it. These protests will not end this. These protests are to inspire somebody that will go into the system that will put an end to it.
Yeah.
This protest can't stop a corrupt person that's sitting in the seat of power that's allowing the things to happen.
Right. It can't be an instantaneous thing.
Yeah, we have to get people that care about this movement into those seats, into the police force, into the like chief positions or whatever it needs to be, commissioners, whatever it is, right? We have to be able to vote the right people in that choose those people. And that's what this is supposed to do, is to inspire those people that want to be in those seats to help this problem,
Yeah, that's the key, is inspiring change. That's what needs to happen right now.
Exactly. It's so wild that's what Obama's whole thing was when he was there. Change.
Right.
That was his platform, was change.
And here we are.
Now we need it the most desperately,
I was laying in bed awake last night just thinking about Obama. As sad as that sounds, but I was like, man, what if we just like elected him again? Like, can't we just adjust the Constitution a little bit?
I mean, we've done it once.
I know.
FDR was allowed to do it 3 times in World War II. I think
Obama should be our new FDR. That's my opinion.
That is not my opinion.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is he just leads it forever. Like, that's it. It's not
Oh,
he's
yeah.
elected. He just owns it.
Obama forever. Let's change the name of America.
He is good.
United States of Barack, baby. I've been following a lot of stuff on Instagram because that's where most of my social media activity is, Instagram and Twitter. Did you see stuff about the Instagram blackout today?
I saw a lot of blacked out images today.
Yes. So when I woke up and saw it, I was like, okay, that's weird, but that's something simple that I can do to help show that I'm behind the cause. So I went ahead and I did it, and I hashtagged it Blackout Tuesday. And then I log onto Twitter and I see everybody I know, like, talking about how bad the black square is. Because, so basically the point of blacking out your Twitter feed or your Instagram feed is, per the movement, you're supposed to kind of silence yourself and think about what a feed looks like for, you know, when it's not catered to you. So black people will log into their social media and see everything catered to white people. This just helps, like, silence some of the white voices so that black voices can be uplifted. So there was a lot of also backlash on it, saying that, you know, clogging the hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag BLM with just black square is pushing down all the valid stuff and all the good things that people are trying to spread, the important information about protests and about safety. And so I started to feel bad about it, and I was like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have posted it. So I ended up deleting it, but then after I deleted it, I was like, wow, I don't want people to think that I'm not in support of Black Lives Matter. So I'm just like, oh God, just wavering back and forth. Because, like, I mean,
there's no middle in this. You gotta either say, I'm gonna just go for the square, or I'm just gonna stay out of it, I guess. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I left it deleted. Of course I support Black Lives Matter. It's the most important cause there is right now, but it's just, I'm having trouble showing my support in a way that feels right for me. Like, I'm more than happy to share resources about, like, where to go for protests and, like, what is safe and how to cope and all that, and uplifting other black creators. Like, on our podcast media, I've been, promoting people of color podcasts and stuff. I learned a new word today, BIPOC. It's BIPOC. It stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color, so it kind of covers the whole banner of people. So, I don't know. It's just, of course I'm out there, voting for people that aren't going to be shitty, and I'm, donating to causes that are being beneficial, and I just feel like, I don't know, I see people posting, like, screenshots, like, I donated this much to a charity, and I'm like, I don't want to post the amount that I donated because I don't want to, like, put a dollar number on the lives
almost
behind
just like
this.
Yeah, that's just almost like bragging, though. That's like, well, look at the good I did,
like flashing my cash, like, look at me, I donated. Like, I don't
just go do it, because it will serve its purpose. You don't have to flash that kind of stuff.
So I'm struggling to find the medium that's like, I support you and I want to be vocal about supporting you, but I don't want it to look like performative activism. I don't want to look like the person that's just like, Black Lives Matter for today, and then forget about it next week, because they matter now, they matter forever.
Exactly.
So I'm just walking that fucking line.
Well, since you brought up the blackout stuff, I actually heard about it last night. So Monday night, because this YouTube that I watch, for, like, game news stuff, he had posted something at, like, 11 o'clock the night before. It said, I will not be airing my daily show tomorrow, to let, like, other media take its place, kind of thing, right? So he didn't put out a daily show today.
Okay.
And actually, so June 4th is the big PlayStation 5 event where they're going to, like, go over an hour's worth of games and maybe show the system and stuff. PlayStation yesterday also came out and said, we are not going to hold our event on the 4th because there are more important things than video games right now.
Yeah.
So it's they have pulled that out. Yeah, all these companies are really trying to, like, hey, you know what? Let something that, like, is really important take focus.
Yes.
Let's not dumb down what's going on with that, because, oh, look, the PlayStation 5 is not square this time,
Yeah, you don't want that to be, like, the news when so much more important stuff is happening.
Exactly. So I'm upset that I won't get to see the PlayStation, but I 100% respect and am behind what they chose to do with it.
Yeah. Did you see what Nickelodeon did?
I did not.
So they have a commercial spot that they're airing. I don't know if they're still airing it or what, but it's just an orange screen and you can hear the sound of breathing. And so for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, Nickelodeon just plays this, like, the sound of breathing so you can hear it. And it says, let me read this off to you. So it's called the Declaration of Kids' Rights. It says, you have the right to be seen, heard, and respected as a citizen of the world. You have the right to a world that is peaceful. You have the right to be treated with equality, regardless of the color of your skin. You have the right to be protected from harm, injustice, and hatred. You have the right to an education that prepares you to run the world. And you have the right to your opinions and feelings, even if others don't agree with them. So I think that is an incredible thing for a children's network to do.
Yeah. Because I actually saw that Spotify was going to put 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence in everybody's playlist today.
Yeah.
So while you were listening, it was just going to go quiet. But this one, that's awesome.
Yes, and it's so necessary for children to see this and understand what it means. I mean...
Yeah, like, we don't need to just show this to adults that are already... corrupted and ruined. You need to get a child
nip it in the bud
to see that the world. Well, we really do hide a lot of stuff from children, but then they're going to grow up to a world they're not prepared to take on. Exactly.
It's like the Anne Frank thing. Don't hide this piece of history from kids. You have to. You have to tell them.
This is real life.
You want to raise your kids right, so you want them to see what's going on right now, what's wrong, why it's wrong. Let them formulate an opinion and help them formulate the best opinion,
Yeah.
It's just, there's a big backlash about it because, crazy moms are all over it. Like, my child doesn't need to know what's going on in the news. We don't need to know about people dying in the streets. But, like, you kind of do, especially today. It's important. It's happening.
And I bet that is a... white mom,
yes,
that doesn't have to worry about her kid dying in the street. So
exactly.
She is like, well, I just don't want them to know. They don't have to deal with it anyway. But there are other people that this is going to be important. This is going to be something that is going to be part of their life.
Yeah.
They need to know that.
Absolutely. So good on Nickelodeon. I think that is badass.
That's really cool. I wish I had cable so I could have watched it. And just stared at that orange screen. That would have been amazing to be a part of and see.
Yeah.
Well, other media, kind of in this vein, this has been going on for, like, since last week,
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of, it made me think about a movie that I've had in my possession for a while.
Uh-huh.
But I just haven't watched it yet. It's a movie that I've really been wanting to watch. And I brought it up to Taylor, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I totally want to watch that. Let's check that movie out." So it is called Fruitvale Station. Have you ever heard of that movie?
I have not.
Do you know who Ryan Coogler is?
Ryan Coogler? No.
I knew you wouldn't know.
Okay.
Because you don't know directors. Okay. Do you know who Michael B. Jordan is?
Yes.
I knew you'd know Michael B. Jordan. All the ladies
doesn't?
like Michael B. Jordan. So, the reason why I knew about this movie to begin with is Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have done several movies together past this one. This was their first one that they did together, right?
Okay.
After this, they both worked together on the Creed movie, the Rocky movie.
Okay.
Right? And then that movie did so good, they were like, "Hey, Ryan Coogler, would you do Black Panther?" And who else is in Black Panther with him?
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan. So they're like this team, and I love Creed. Like, I loved Creed when I first saw it, so I was like, hey, these guys are awesome. And I heard about this one, so I found it, but I just haven't watched it yet, right?
Okay.
I think people should watch it. It was very, very good. It's an indie movie, so it's not, like, done really, really well,
Okay.
Like, it's not a big budget, like, Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
It is about Oscar Grant. He was a 22-year-old black man that was shot in 2009 by a BART police officer.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah. So this is a movie of that.
That was in Oakland?
It was in like San Francisco. But,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So the BART system in Oakland. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he was in San Francisco when it happened. I think. But so, I mean, it's got Michael B. Jordan in it, and you know he's awesome.
Yes.
And it's the last day that he had on Earth. That's like the whole movie.
Oh.
It's him waking up that morning and just everything he did the whole day to that event, right? And it actually opens with the footage that was on somebody's phone. That's what's got out there, right?
Jeez.
So you see that, and then you get to see like the movie version leading to it, right?
So you get to like learn who he was as a person.
Oh yeah, it was a movie, man. It was really, really good. It's one of those movies that it's not fun to watch this movie. That's not the point of it, you know. It's, hey, look at this. This is a thing that happened. It's something you need to know that happened. You know? It's the whole point of the movie. And I did really good. I didn't cry, Kelsey, okay? And it was hard because even Octavia Spencer is in this movie.
Oh, I love her.
I love her. And she plays his mom. And I knew there were going to be scenes with her in it that would make me cry, right?
Yeah.
I didn't cry. I held it together, but you know my weakness. And they did it to me right at the end of the movie.
Oh, no.
It goes to real-life footage of a memorial for him in 2013 with his real-life daughter there.
Oh, God.
And, of course, you know, that's the part that broke me. I can't see the real people.
No.
Just like Schindler's List, that destroyed me, you know?
Yeah.
If there's any way that you can, I think this is a movie that everybody should at least see the one time to just get that info, get the feel, because it does a good job of showing, you know, what it's like on that other side.
Okay. Fruitvale Station is what it's called?
Fruitvale Station. That is the name of the station that he pulled up to where it all took place.
Okay.
Very good movie. It came out in 2013, right, I think, towards the start of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Okay.
So this was probably what made him kind of make the movie. It was like, hey, let's, you know, kind of show something too. You know?
Yeah.
I thought it was very, very good. It was done very well. And me and Taylor both were just, like, sitting there when it was done, you know? Like, it's one of those movies that, like, you see it, and you're just kind of stuck there.
Just kind of stunned. Have to sit with it for a minute.
Like, damn. Because you would think, I mean, this was 2013. People, I assume, saw this movie because it made $17 million at the box office on less than a $1 million budget. Like, it made money. People know what this is, I would hope. And how come nothing's changed?
Right.
It's like no matter what we put out there, I think, like we said, the system is just too broken that nobody will put up the fight to have the change, you know?
I mean, it's easy to say the system is broken, though. We have to have hope for future generations. We have to have hope that our generation can still change and make a difference. Like, you know, we're in our 30s now. Like, people that we associate with can run for senator or whatever. So,
yeah,
I think it's, you know, it's just about having hope, keeping perspective, moving forward together as a society, hand in hand.
Exactly.
2020 has been a fucking lot.
It has.
It's been... I feel like 2020 so far has been roughly 6.5 years long.
So, can I confess to you something?
Yes.
Last year, I had so many plans for 2020.
Right?
I was so ready for so much stuff, right?
2020 vision, baby. Everything is going to turn up in 2020. It's going to be a good year, a beautiful year.
I was going to get my LASIK this year.
Oh my God.
I was going to do so much stuff. But I didn't think, you know, my job would turn to crap. I didn't think we'd have a virus where we can't go anywhere. I didn't think we would have to be worried about, riots in the streets because people won't pay attention to a simple message, you know? Like, I didn't plan for any of that.
Nope. I found this meme on the internet that I think pretty much sums it up, and it's
Okay.
it's a little lengthy, but I just want to read through it real quick.
Okay.
So, I brought this to you because I need some quick clarification on it. I see the meme involves Paul Rudd and this other gentleman that I recognize, but I don't know his name. I think it's a Marvel movie, so it must be Ant-Man.
Yes. So that is Michael Pena. I
Okay.
think that's his name. That's one of the funniest dudes on the face of this planet.
He's hilarious.
And
I love him.
This scene in the movie is really funny because basically Paul Rudd's like, "Hey, what's the plan?" And this guy goes on like such a rant, like he just like goes like Jim Carrey style, takes in a deep breath and just starts spitting words nonstop. And he answers this guy's question, but only with like so much backstory to how that answer is the answer,
Okay, so this is the perfect meme format for this exchange right here. So let me read this to you. Paul Rudd asks,
would you like me to be Paul Rudd?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How's 2020 been so far?
Well, World War III almost started. Trump was almost impeached. Kobe died. There was a worldwide pandemic, which meant a nationwide quarantine that people protested against. We ran out of masks, gloves, and toilet paper. Seniors couldn't graduate. Australia was on fire. Stock markets crashed. There was an oil war. Kim Jong-un died. His sister almost became leader. Then Kimmy Boy came back, as the memes prophesized. Abused kids are stuck inside with their parents. The Pentagon confirmed UFOs. Countries shut down their borders. Eunice Anus couldn't film pea sauna. Murder hornets were discovered in North America.
I don't even know.
I don't know on that one.
Okay.
Caitlyn Bennett bothered tons of people. Bernie Sanders stopped campaigning. Elon Musk named his kid X-A12. And then California told him he couldn't. Many people relapsed due to quarantine or developed issues. Parallel universes might be a thing. Peaceful protesters are being attacked by cops who are meant to protect people. Anonymous revealed all sorts of crazy stuff. Pride Fall is allegedly tomorrow. 17-year-old cicadas are back, and it's not even June. But instead of a raise, I got this lawn sign that says, "Our heroes wear scrubs."
Yeah.
So that's a lot right there.
I want you to think about that. The year is just now in its back half.
Not
and
even.
all of this has happened. Oh, yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, because we got to get through this month.
We've got to get through June. Like, just make it through June, and maybe the back half of 2020 can be redeemed somehow. I just don't. There's so fucking much that has happened. Like, I can't even believe that. Like, I look back on some of this shit. Like Trump was almost impeached. That was this year. Are you kidding me?
I remember watching it on TV so much.
I know.
I remember when World War III almost, and that feels like years ago.
It does. I've aged 6 years in these months.
Because Kobe died when I was in the UK this last time.
Yeah.
And that feels like that happened so long ago.
Right.
But that was only 4 months. It was 4 months ago.
I'm glad Australia's not on fire anymore. It's not on fire anymore,
good.
right? Like, it's out.
No, I think it's out.
I hope it's out. Fuck.
So, I had kind of looked over this with you beforehand, and I was like, yeah, the Pentagon and the UFOs, that was confirmed, and you said, what? And I don't think you were awake for when this thing was happening.
So, the one UFO thing that I'm aware of is that there was a series of videos captured by fighter planes. I don't know where it was. I think it was over the U.S. somewhere. But it was captured by the military, and they kept that under wraps for like 15 years or something. And they finally released the footage, and they were like, yes, it's a UFO in the way of it's an unidentified flying object. We don't know what the fuck this was, but it happened. Here's the videos.
Okay. I gotta see that. But I have to find... I don't know if I can find these for you. That's how bad this thing was.
Okay.
I remember, like, sitting here, and Taylor starts freaking out, right? She's like, are you seeing this? And I was like, what are you talking about? And so I, like, go to look at what she's talking about, and in Brazil, right?
Okay.
There were these fucking, like, lights flying over the city, and people were taking videos from their cars or walking on the street. Like, this was, like, from the ground, looking up, this stuff could not be explained. I still don't know what it is.
Like full-on Mexican birthday party?
Yeah.
Oof.
And people were pulling those videos off of the internet as soon as they were being posted, because I'm assuming people didn't want them to know that Brazil just saw a Mexican birthday party thing.
Yeah, I was not aware of this at all.
Like, I will try to find a video that we can link, maybe.
Okay.
And then show it to you, but Taylor's, like, showing it to me, and I'm like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I can't even come up with what remotely scientifically that could be.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I was like, that's straight up a spaceship that can't figure out what it's trying to do. It looked like a ship that was, like, on the verge of crashing.
Ooh.
But it's dark outside, so it's just like its lights were on, and it couldn't figure out which direction it was trying to go. And these people are like every car in the street is like stopped, and people are just like bum rushing the street to get videos and pictures of this thing because it's right over their heads.
Oh my god, I've got to see this.
Like, it was right there, and I was like, it's finally happened. We're gonna be told aliens are real.
Jesus, I wish. Please, aliens, come on in. The water's fine.
Kelsey's ready to be your pet.
Yeah, I am. What is Pisana? I've got to know.
Okay, so
Eunice Anus couldn't film Pisana.
Eunice Anus. Let's see. I'm searching for that now.
Robert doing the heavy lifting, so I don't have to. Thank you.
Like, nothing's coming up for it.
What?
I don't know what it is. Like, it's still not telling me anything.
Is that like the one fake thing that they just like chucked in here for shits and giggles?
It looks like it could be a... Because I keep seeing it tied to Markiplier.
Oh, gross.
So, I don't know. It could be some kind of Markiplier thing.
Okay, well, then I don't care.
So, yeah. You guys are going to have to research that one because we can't find anything.
Yeah, bring me Pisana or whatever.
Yeah, please write us and let us know. Read this meme. Tell us any of the stuff that we don't know about. Have you been doing anything remotely fun in all this time?
I'm trying to just stay sane. I downloaded an app called Sanvello. It's been helpful in these times. It's kind of like a mini therapy session almost. So like it asks you to write down your thoughts and just kind of do a thought journal. Like, how do you feel today? Why do you feel this way? What made you feel this way?
Okay.
And it gives you like tools to unpack your emotions, and it's got like legit cognitive behavioral therapy stuff in there. So I highly recommend it. It is free right now during COVID. You can get access to like the full premium version for free.
Okay.
I don't know what the non-premium version looks like, but I'm not sure, but I think you can get it for free through your insurance if you qualify or something. So
Okay.
I'm going to be looking into that whenever this COVID trial ends.
Do it.
It's called Sanvello. I highly recommend it.
Cool. We will throw that in the show notes too, and you guys can go check that out.
Not sponsored, just passionate.
It kind of reminds me of this some app that me and Taylor got, and you're just gonna be like, "Gay."
Okay.
But I think it's called like the Love Tank or something.
Love Tank. That's what they call me. That's my
it's
street
like,
name.
It's like you have to like send each other like messages in the app and stuff to like fill the other person's love tank or something.
That's cute.
So it's called Love Nudge. So like, you know, you haven't like said I love you today, right? And
Yeah.
you can like say it through the app and like fill the other person's like love tank or something, you know?
Okay.
Or like, hey, you look nice today, because I think it's just an app to help you kind of remember to just be nice to people, you know?
That's nice.
Yeah, we had that a long time ago, and now we never use it. So,
Well, guess
love
your
tanks are empty.
tapped out.
I mean, I'm just at home all the time.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I gotta find stuff to do. And so, we've been watching, you know, a lot of movies and stuff, but I have just been combing through YouTube for stuff, and I found this new guy that I'm, like, all about.
Okay.
It's a very niche channel, okay?
Okay.
Because it's a Blu-ray collector guy.
Oh.
So the channel is called Films at Home. He also has an Instagram, which I haven't really gone there. I mostly just watch the YouTube stuff.
Okay.
But so it's just this guy, and he kind of does some movie reviews, and then he talks about like his collection and how he organizes them and showing off all this stuff. And it got me like really back into collecting Blu-rays again.
All right.
And so he was talking about these shelves, and I found these new shelves that I want to get.
Oh boy.
So it would triple my Blu-ray holding capacity.
Oh my god. You have
But
so
minimize
much.
the space.
Okay.
Which would be insane. So I could hold more and take up less space.
What kind of shelf do you have now? It's just one of those standard IKEA cube ones?
Yeah, it's a big IKEA cube one.
Yeah.
It's the one with like the most shelves. It's got 16 squares in it.
Jesus.
But there's a lot of wasted space because the like cube itself is probably 2 Blu-rays deep, let's say. But I only have Blu-rays on the front of that shelf.
Okay.
So there's a lot of wasted space behind that. You know?
Yeah.
So this new shelf it's actually taller, but it's not as wide, and would hold 3 times the amount of Blu-rays that I have on this thing now.
Damn.
Which would be amazing, but then I was like, but the problem is, where do you put the giant Kratos baby that I have that sits on top of this thing?
You can sit on your podcasting desk with you.
But no. This thing is like smaller than him.
It's true.
This desk is so tiny. I can't
Kratos
wait
is
till
so
one day
powerful.
like upgrade to like an office desk
Yeah.
to podcast in. That would be fantastic.
Get you a for real desk.
But so I did kind of go on a bender over the weekend.
Of DVDs or Blu-rays?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh god. How many did you get?
5?
Okay.
Which is not a lot.
I mean, it's not bad. I was expecting like 15, so...
No. So one actually came in a day early.
Nice.
I had actually pre-ordered it like months ago, though. So my Jaws in 4K came in.
Hell yeah.
It's scary to look at, of course, because I'm
I
terrified of
imagine.
it. But I immediately took out the digital code. I redeemed it. And my TV does the Dolby Vision stuff, and I've already watched all the scariest parts, so I'm fucked up for life for a while now.
I can't believe that you were talking about getting a fucking 1:6 scale Bruce to put in your home. Like, what would you do with that?
So, alright, so after the last podcast, guys, I kind of forgot some stuff and told Kelsey about this place that I found that makes, like, replica Bruce sharks.
Fucking huge. They're enormous.
Yeah, it's, what, he was, like, 4 feet in
Yes.
length, right?
Yeah, Robert sends me this picture, and it's like a dude holding this shark. It looks like a real baby shark. And Robert's like, I want this. I'm like, no, you don't. You really don't.
It's like $1,800, too.
It's so expensive.
Oh, I would never buy him.
Oh my god.
But it would be cool. Anyway, what would I do with him?
Yes.
He would sit on the shelf with Kratos, but the face would have to face away from me at all times.
You just look at him and cry every day.
Probably. Because also, I had told you after the show as well that I bought a new game. So I bought this shark RPG game called Maneater.
Yes.
And I basically play it in a constant state of just about to sweat tenseness. It's so much fun, though. Like, it's so fun, but he freaks me out still.
I imagine.
And I am the shark that gets to eat the people, but it's still kind of scary. So, anyway, so Jaws came in. It looks awesome. It really did look good. It was fantastic.
Good.
The RoboCop that Best Buy said they had, and then they didn't have.
Uh-huh.
I found one on eBay.
Ooh.
And I bought it for less than Best Buy wanted.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Even with the shipping, because this guy didn't do free shipping for some reason.
Oh, weird.
But even with the shipping, I came out below the Best Buy price. So that's nice.
Nice.
And then I really wanted to watch a movie, And I was like, you know what? I don't know why I've never bought this movie. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why don't I own this movie? So I went to this place called Shout Factory. They take a lot of
Shout Factory.
they do a lot of more like obscure movie titles and then put them out on these like really nice collectible Blu-rays and stuff.
Okay.
That's where I actually got my really nice Pumpkinhead that I have.
Oh.
They did like custom artwork for the front and
Cool.
then put it out on Blu-ray because it's never been on Blu-ray before, and it's awesome.
Nice.
So they have a lot of different labels, and they have like, so Scream Factory is their horror movie one.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I really kind of want to watch this movie, and Taylor's never seen it. I think she would love it. So I was like, I want to buy Slither.
Oh my god. Yes.
Do you remember Slither?
I remember Slither.
I love Slither. So I go to Scream Factory. I was looking at it, and it was cheaper, like from the actual retailer, than Best Buy or Amazon or anywhere else. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get it. So then it was like, but if you spend $25 more, you get free shipping.
Oh.
And
Gotta do it.
Well, what else you got? And so I just bought the fancy RoboCop. They actually put out fancy versions of the sequels, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And they had them for cheaper than where I've been price watching them at Amazon for the past 2 years. And I was like,
Shit.
so I can get all 3 movies I want, free shipping, and they're cheaper than any other place I've ever looked. So then I got those 3.
Perfection.
So that's my 5.
All right. Well, I accept that. It wasn't out of line.
But then I was watching one on eBay today as well.
Okay.
And I didn't get that one, but only because I actually lost that bid.
Which one?
So, there's another studio that does the same type of thing. They take more obscure movies and put them out, right?
Uh-huh.
They're called Twilight Time.
Okay. Where are they getting these
do-
names? Shout Factory and the Twilight Time sounds like a
That's what they are.
bad band from the 80s or something.
Very niche Blu-ray collectible companies, man. So I actually have one Twilight Time title of one of my favorite movies of all time. And when they release a movie, they only do like 2,000 copies. Like they don't make a lot of them.
Damn.
So they're really hard to get. And I got the one that I like, but this movie, they sold out. They've reissued it with more copies, and it sold out the day that I tried to get it like 7 years ago.
Damn.
So I was just browsing eBay, and somebody had the original the first time they printed it, and it was like $20. I was like, $20? That is cheap! And I was watching it. And this morning it was at $20.50.
Oh my god. Creeping
So
up.
I was like, all right, well, I'll check on it later. And today my phone goes, hey, don't forget about your eBay. I was like, oh yeah, let me go check that. I like click the button, eBay opens, and it goes 5, 4, 3. I was like, oh god, ah,
Bid!
$26. That's a good price, I guess. So I just threw $26 on it, and it sold for like 40.
Oh my god.
So I wouldn't have won it anyway, because 25 was actually my cap. That's as much as I wanted to pay.
Okay. But your
'Cause
panic
they-
heart said 26.
Well, I figured I'd try to outdo somebody right there at the end.
Outbid yourself.
So, because it's actually been released not from like a niche company, so it's like available out in the wild at any old time now.
Okay.
But I was like, well, if I can get the collectible edition for the same price, well, I want the collectible one, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll only pay like a couple more dollars than one that I can just go pick up at the store right now. But somebody paid like double that price. I was like, well, you can have that. Doesn't mean that much to me. But oh yeah, I never even told you the movie. You're gonna love the movie though.
What is it?
It's the original Fright Night
Oh shit.
from like '86. I think.
Yeah, that's worth it.
That's my movie. I love that movie. It's so good. I don't know if I like it or the remake better with Colin Farrell.
I don't know if I liked that movie. I can't remember.
The one where he's the vampire.
Did I see the remake?
I don't know. It was so good.
Was it?
Okay, you just need to watch that movie because you're gonna be like, yeah, it's good. And what I like about the remake is I saw it first, and when I went back to the original, they're actually different enough that it was like watching a different movie. So it's like, well, this one's still pretty damn good. It's not even the same movie.
Well, all right.
So they're both good on their own merits, but they kind of have just the same basic plot line. So I have nothing else I'm looking for. I'm going to hold off, but now I want the shelves. And then the guy was like, here's my setup with speakers. I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to get speakers one day. Might as well do more research into that.
Might as well while I'm here.
So I'm deep in the rabbit hole of this guy. It's fun to watch a YouTube with somebody that says all the things that I think about movies already, you know?
Yeah.
He actually was talking about how people give him crap for having so many movies. and he pointed out why he has them, and I was like, that's what I think, man. Good job.
Because what if you just want to watch it one day?
He was like, well, he goes, people think that that's why I do it, but it's more like you can't, like, streaming services don't have, like, every movie. They have popular movies. So he sees it more as like a movie history kind of thing. Like, I own these movies, and they're not really out there in the wild. So, you know, like, I kind of have them. I have this preservation of things that, and then then I kind of cried because he was like, you know, like, I want to, like, have all these movies, and maybe when I die, since no one's going to want them, I can, like, donate them to a film preservation thing or something. But
that's kind of cool.
At least I'm trying to curate them now.
Yeah.
So that they don't get lost in the future. And I was like, you're a hero, man. You're just so awesome.
Okay, well, that's fine. Collecting with a purpose.
Like, that's why I collect them. I collect them because I'm like, this movie means something. Like,
yeah.
This movie is something that if you were to watch it, I would hope it would affect you and do something to you in some way.
Right.
You know? Like, it's not just like, oh, that's a fun movie. Of course, I have those. But I like to have movies that mean something, you know?
Is your collection all, like, alphabetical order strictly, or do you separate it by director or by feeling or something weird?
So, he actually had a video on that as well. He did it by genre, and it really hurt me. It really hurt me. I do strict alphabetical.
That's how I would do it, just for ease of finding stuff, because you know you have movies that like cross the line of horror and comedy and stuff that's like,
exactly,
it's a drama but it's also a romance.
But see, that's the I'm like twitching about it. That was his thing though. He goes, yeah, I have them by like genre, like here's the comedies, here's the dramas, here's the actions. He goes, but I don't alphabetize them there. I just go, oh yeah, that's the drama section. He's like, oh my God. It's like one shelf. It's not going to take me long to find it, but I know it's in the drama area, so I can just go get it.
No,
and I was like, alphabetize. Dude. But in some subsequent videos, he has since completely alphabetized his whole collection.
Good.
But I do want to say this to you, though.
Okay.
You say that I have a lot, and I think at last count, I will count and put up an official number whenever this podcast drops for you guys.
Okay. We should do a contest. Everybody guess how many fucking Blu-rays Robert has.
Okay, we will put this out in the verse starting like now. And then we'll have so do we want to put this in there once this drops and have people guess for like a week following? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to put this out on the Monday that this show drops. Everybody guess how many Blu-rays I own that are strictly in this room with me right now.
Okay, so is it Blu-rays and DVDs or just Blu-rays?
No, just the Blu-rays that are in this room with me right now, because all my DVDs are in a storage unit somewhere else.
Oh my God, really?
Well, some of them, because I actually sold a lot of them.
Okay.
I sold okay, so if you guys work in an office building, the boxes that like paper comes in.
A banker box.
Yeah, so kind of like that. I sold like 4 boxes full of those.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was a lot. I don't know. What's a banker box? Is it more square or like a rectangle?
It's like kind of square-ish.
Because I think you're thinking of like what you might store like evidence in like a cop's storage room.
Yeah.
Mine The one I'm talking about, it's got so basically two full reams of paper would fit in the width of the bottom.
Okay.
Because it's like when you buy paper for your office or whatever, it's usually like two stacks across, like 5 high.
Yeah.
So it's like 16 inches across and pretty deep. Like I put like 4 rows of DVDs in like each of those 4 boxes.
God damn.
I had a lot of movies in there, and that's when I lost my Dead Alive. So.
Rip.
But strictly Blu-rays, because DVDs, they're not here. They don't count. We're only gonna go the Blu-rays that are sitting right here. I can physically touch right now.
Okay. Are you gonna post a picture, or should we just guess based on?
I will post a picture.
Okay, make a blurry picture because I don't want people going in and counting by pixels.
And I did just redo them, so like I just re-alphabetized them Sunday, I think.
God, that sounds like a good afternoon, just like alphabetizing.
I was just sitting, because we had bought so many to watch during the quarantine.
Did you say
right?
boughten?
Huh?
Did you say boughten just now?
I hope I did not.
I feel like you did.
We had boughten.
Like the past tense.
I may have.
Past perfect participle of to buy, boughten.
Oh, you bring it. It's already been broughten. We bought so many just to watch during the quarantine and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they're just sitting on top because there was no room for them. So it's like, I gotta redo these. It's like, plus I got these 5 coming. I gotta make room. And actually, they don't fit on the shelf now.
Oh, man.
So that's why I was also like, maybe I can get this new shelf. But so I will take a new picture. They're very pretty now. Laid out nice. I will obscure it a little bit so that
get a picture
you can't just sit
of like
there and count.
Jinx sitting next to the DVDs. That I'm gonna call them DVDs because that's just what I keep calling them. Get a picture of your doggy sitting next to him, but like blur out the background, focus on the doggy.
I will try. But also, you're gonna see there's a giant Kratos on the top.
Yes.
He is 3 feet tall.
He's a big old Kratos.
Like, there's a lot of shelf space here.
Yeah.
But so, anyway, at last count, I had X number, right?
Uh-huh.
I feel like you're going to be kind of surprised at what my number is versus this guy. But when he re-alphabetized his collection, he was like, oh yeah, we're sitting at roughly 3,000 Blu-rays.
Oh!
Kelsey,
God!
I am nowhere close to this man. That's the only hint that you guys get.
God.
The only hint you get is that I'm nowhere close to 3,000 movies.
Jesus.
But yeah, so he did it and had like 3,000, and I was like, you are a god, sir.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you for your service.
All right, whoever gets closest to the number of jelly beans in the jar wins something. I don't know yet.
You know what? I'm going to have to think about it, but maybe I will give away some Blu-rays.
Oh, God. No.
Well, I have some that have been replaced with newer versions.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of have a little, like, selection that's off to the side that I'm like, all right, these need to be sold at some point.
Yeah.
So if somebody gets pretty close, do we want to say the person that's the closest just wins? Or do we want to do it like Price is Right? If you were within a certain number but don't overshoot, you win a prize.
Yeah, closest without going over.
Okay, if you go over, you out. But if you were close, if you bid the $1, I will send you a Blu-ray of your choice from a certain selection, and I will talk to you privately about it.
Okay, beautiful. Perfect. Our first podcast giveaway.
Boom. Blu-rays. Of course it would be.
Of course.
Okay. That's fantastic. I feel like we're just going to get a lot of one
I know.
Blu-ray.
Damn it, maybe we shouldn't do closest without going over. Maybe just closest.
Fine. Whoever guesses closest, I will talk with you after the fact, and I have a little bit of a selection. You can have one.
You get one guess. You can do it via tweet, via email, via, I don't know, text message.
We need to figure out
email.
where we get the most, like, coverage, and because, like, we might want to do it on Instagram, like we were doing the other stuff.
I'll post it on Instagram also. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, there we go.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
You ready to count these jelly beans?
Yes, please.
All right. Folks, please tell your friends about us. Help us grow our audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on all your favorite platforms so you never miss an episode. We release every single Monday, each and every week. Even when the shittiest shit is going on and maybe we should be silent, we're still going to keep talking. Sorry. If you have a second to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, that helps us a lot.
While you're out there doing those reviews, please go check us out on social media. We are at YMBTOAP on Twitter, Instagram. We have a Facebook page. You can also find us there on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys for coming out to that last one we had with Portal. We are looking to try to get some more stuff on there, hopefully with voice chat that we can turn off.
Yes. Fuck.
Then we can sound great all the time.
I know.
But that was so much fun. We will be looking at doing a lot more Twitch in the future, so stay tuned for that. And also, please don't forget about ymbtoap@gmail.com. Send us any of those listener mails you want. Tell us your experience with maybe the stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Tell us any of your 2020 woes that have happened. If you were part of any of that meme that we read off. If you know about the UFOs and you were there and saw them, let us know.
Tell us about P. Anus or whatever the fuck that was.
If you know what P. Anus is and why he couldn't film the thing, let us know.
Sorry. Okay. Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Farage. Please check them out on YouTube. And as always, thank you for listening and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Is it P-anus?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
I forgot.
I think it was P-sauna.
Pisana.
But Unus Anus couldn't film it.
Anus.
Unus Anus.
I'm just thinking about the fucking song. Unus Anus. Baby Anus.
Oh my god. It's making me think of Nolan North and Troy Baker from the Uncharted stuff.
Yes.
They have that like retro replay channel on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
They like invent these characters while they're playing the games together. And on one, Troy Baker, he just randomly turned into this like Russian dude that was running for mayor or something. And he's like, "Hello, I am Anus. Please vote for me for governor." And then Nolan joined in for some reason, and he's like, "I am also Anus. No relation to Anus. I also run for governor. Vote me, please."
What the fuck?
And then, guess who made a fucking video out of that for them?
A Markiplier?
Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh my god.
Cyanide and Happiness brought them into their studio to record a whole short that they would animate of Anus and Anus.
That's incredible.
And it was really funny.